Hello, everybody. Welcome back to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. I'm Jim Powers. Glad to have you with us as we conduct our weekly visits with all of our coaches here at Maryville. And joining us is the women's volleyball coach, Chris Phillips. And, Coach, once again, another successful weekend, another split, but then a nice victory last night against Principia.
Yeah, we did. We played well this weekend, did some good things, and got away with a split, which is great. And then, we played well last night.
You know, it's always good. I mean, if you can maintain, every now and then you want to get that sweep on the weekend, but, getting that 50-50 split, it goes a long way in helping make the postseason tournament in 4 weeks.
It does. And, we split, but, sometimes the second team you're playing is a good team and they're solid and, you're trying to do what you can do. You're supposed to, win the ones you're supposed to win, and then if you can sneak away with maybe getting one more, that's a plus.
And then obviously a nice non-conference victory against Principia last night. Gave you a chance to get some of the kids in that haven't gotten a lot of time last night. And I think a couple of those kids that we want to talk about are Kelsey Warden and Sydney Long.
Yeah, and they both played really well last night. Really solid. Kelsey did a great job. She had a run of serves for about 5 or 6 points that really kind of, got us rolling. And then she was super consistent defensively, made some great passes, did some really solid stuff for us, serve, receive. And then Sydney was, Sydney's Sydney. You never know what you're going to get from Sid, only because, and in a good way, because she's a little deceptive at times. She'll take a swing with that left hand, but she put up some really nice sets for the middles and did some good job, mixed it well. And, that's good to see because, she's part of the future of what we got going on.
And you've got that flexibility with her, too. She can not only set, she can go outside and swing a little bit for you.
She can. She's strong and she's got a great touch with her shot. And so, she may not always blast it, but she sees the court well and she's going to put it in lots of different spots as a lefty.
The one thing I've noticed, and I've actually went out to watch a lot of high school volleyball over the last couple of weeks in some of the high school coverage I do, and it's really neat to kind of see the evolution of the high school kids to the college kids. It's kind of neat to kind of see those differences.
Yeah, there is some differences. There are big differences. Usually it's the bang, and the speed of the game. Yeah. The biggest part is, from high school to college is the speed of the game. And, it steps up quite a bit when you jump to the next level.
This weekend coming up is the big crossover, something that has turned into be one of the largest tournaments / round robin / shootouts that there is in the country in Division II as the GLVC takes on the GLIAC, and got a nice draw. There's some very interesting matchups that are possible for you this weekend.
There is. We match up pretty well with all three teams that we're going to face. And you're right, we're at a better seed this year than we were last year. And so we're playing well right now. And so there's some good things that could happen this weekend, and we could come out 3-0. That's obviously our wish. Sure. And so we're going to come in kind of shooting for that and hope it goes well.
The big thing, too, is you get that 10 seed, which, what you just mentioned is a lot better than what we've had the last couple of years in the crossover. But that 10 seed also means you're only 2 away from that postseason. It's right there, and there's some very winnable games coming up in the stretch run here over the next 4 weeks.
There are, and we're going to have a little bit of help from a few others just because the people that are in front of us, we don't get a chance to play. We're going to play 2 of those that are left that are in front of us. But, we have to try to make the most of that, see if we can take a couple of those wins or at least split with them to see if we can get maybe another notch higher and hopefully we get a little help from somebody else and maybe sneak in at the 8.
How do you approach that with the kids? And I know all coaches do it differently, but in this situation to where you look at how far the program has come over the last 3 years since joining the GLVC, how do you approach it with the kids to say, hey, listen, we're right on the doorstep?
They know. You don't really have to say anything. They know where we are. So I don't really say anything about it. We basically look at one match at a time, and that's how you do it. Because if you look too far ahead and they just put too much pressure on themselves to make that happen. So if you can kind of scale it back a little bit and just go, look, we got to go one game at a time, and you've got to face who's in front of you first. And if you don't make that happen, then nothing else matters.
Outstanding, Chris. Well, good luck at the crossover this week. We'll talk to you next week.
Great, thanks.
Chris Phillips joins us as always every week. The crossover will be Friday and Saturday. You'll be able to follow all the action on our Twitter feed. Just make sure you go to @Maryville Saints. We'll have all of the updated match results from the weekend. And then obviously follow us on Facebook @Maryville Athletics. For Coach Phillips, I'm Jim Powers. Glad to have you with us here on MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week. And as always, go Saints.